Hey everyone, it's Marvin here. We're going to do another pro demo review video. Over this past week, I've been watching a fair few MOUZ demos out of the Katowice tournament and their group it at ESL Pro League. And the reason I was doing that is because I was going to make a video about torzsi or torzsi. I think the proper pronunciation is torzsi, but if I say torzsi, please forgive me if it is indeed wrong. But for now, I'm going to say torzsi because that's what they were saying at Pro League, and I'm hoping that's correct. But yeah, I was looking at his demos because I wanted to kind of get a feel of how he plays, like who he is as a player, what his strengths are. I'm someone that didn't hasn't watched any of the We Play Academy, so I know that he came out of the MOUZ Academy, but I didn't watch it, so I'm not really too familiar with him as a player. And now that he's in the main MOUZ roster, I wanted to kind of get a look at him, see kind of scout him a bit. Is he at the level? What should I be looking for when I watching MOUZ? And I want to see torzsi play. Like, what can I kind of expect from him? Can torzsi play at this level? And can he be good enough to take MOUZ to, top 10, top 5 tournament contending team? But if you've seen the recent news, MBK has been benched from the roster after, like I said, they didn't make it out of their group at ESL Pro League. So ESL Pro League was the only tournament they played with the main roster, as JDC stood in for BMAS at Katowice. So yeah, 5 series they played and they didn't manage to make it. They won 2 out of the 5 and they bench MBK. And as you can see, he's some kind of just initial kind of raw reactions, confused, didn't see it coming, and I think that's fair. Like, you don't really expect to be benched after one tournament where like you didn't perform well, sure, but like you didn't get to the playoffs, which is I'm sure was their goal. But it's a bit confusing, and I can understand MBK's confusion because I'm kind of confused myself. But anyway, for the demo we're going to watch torzsi against FaZe, who went on to win the Katowice tournament. This is actually in the play-in, and we're going to watch Nuke on the T side, which they MOUZ was picking Nuke. It seemed like quite frequently. It seemed to be one of their better maps. Um, just in the server, they seemed to have a pretty good idea. I know that they were playing with a stand-in, as you can see, JDC standing in for BMAS. Um, but we're going to watch torzsi take on FaZe Clan at the IEM play-in tournament. And as you can see, he's going to buy P250 and 2 flashes. And this is something that he does quite often. He's going to throw these quite standard now, like a site flashes to entry the A bomb site. It's pretty standard. There's also a Molotov you can use with the same lineup, just aiming at the bottom of the windowsill. But like I was saying, using P250 in the pistol round, you're about to see that he's got some very good pistol skills. He has lots of good pistol rounds, and yeah, that's why. Just clean one tap, another clean one tap, and he bought this P250. This is his own P250 because he bought the nades as well, so he's no armor. But in future demos, he's actually dropped the P250. So that's generally a good sign of when your own team rates your like skills. If you're the one being dropped the P250 on your team, is what I'm trying to say. It's a good sign that internally your team thinks of you as a very good aimer. On Phase's on Phase's team, with Rops, like Karrigan always drops Rops the P250 and Karrigan will buy some nades just because P2 Rops is the best aimer on the team and P250 is good for getting that instant headshot. So as you can see, JKS, if you remember, is standing in for Rops. Rops didn't play in the play-in, but they did. This team in not this exact configuration did go on to win the whole thing, and JKS is definitely a serviceable ramp player. In fact, that's what he used to play in Renegades. He would be a ramp player. I think they moved him around on complexity. He initially played ramp, and then they moved him to that playing hut and then mini. So what I'm trying to say is definitely a capable CT nuke player, JKS, playing the ramp. So it's not like he's going up against a team that's, like, just because of the stand-in doesn't mean that they're not dangerous. In fact, FaZe actually win this series, and then they go on to win the whole tournament. So trading out NBK with the final frag. But yeah, I was quite impressed with torzsi. He definitely has some good pistol skills, and you're about to see he has some good rifling skills as well. Very precise aimer. When he picks up a weapon that's not the AWP, it seems to be always first bullet headshot. And when he has the AWP, it's very fast, flicky. Really relying on his aim to win duels. Very, very fast firing AWPer, and really relies on just playing, like, using his aim, and you're about to see some nice, actually this round I don't think he gets anything, but you can see Frozen, they threw the outside smokes. They got Frozen kind of lurking this outside, cutting off rotations. 4v1 now. Brokey's got an AWP. Don't know if they hunt him down. He's in CT at the moment. On to the next round. Molotovs to the hut. Yeah, this is a very nice shot. I'll take off the X-ray. Brokey's he's holding an angle out here, but it's not the right one. And that's a first bullet headshot. And you're about to see some, yeah, real nice rifling. Really nice. Clean, controlled burst against, some pistoling players, but the first was just an insta headshot onto the saved AWP on Brokey. Brokey just has no chance to react. It's first bullet headshot, and it's looking really clean for torzsi. He goes, like I said, 17 and 9 on the T side. And Nuke, it's definitely one of their better maps. I was quite critical, I think, of Dexter's in-game leading when I can see Raze is in that smoke and he's low and they know he's out there, and somehow Rain shoots him without being seen. I don't know. It was kind of weird. JDC in the clutch. Can he get it? No. Got the AWP now. And this is really what we want to see. Replacing AWPer as the main AWP on MOUZ Sports. I'll just leave X-Ray off and we'll just watch him clear some angles, take some peeks with the AWP. That's another thing I want to bring up. You see that he's quite a passive player on the T side. He's not going to go for a lot of entry kills on the T side. Instead, he's probably going to be the last one in and holding the flank. And I was actually quite impressed with his kind of awareness. He really, he rarely gets kind of caught out. In fact, he often kind of catches the flank as he's kind of got just a good... Oh yeah, this is a nice play as well. Watch this. So yeah, he's really quite comfortable with the AWP. Really comfortable with all the weapons is basically what I'm trying to say. And that's just a nice... That's a nice play with the AWP dropping down, no scope. Was ready for Brokey too, but Brokey just too quick, insta headshot and dead. Yeah, but he's often left in the clutch, and that's really kind of how you want to play your AWPer. Set him up for the post plants when they can just walk into his crosshair, and he just do his click mouse 1. On CT side, he's a bit more aggressive. He'll go for some opening picks. It's kind of the more standard setup is that you look for some opening picks on CT side just because they're kind of easier to get. Yeah, the T's are going to make space. That's that util set that's pretty common against pretty much all pro teams use that util set to take the A side, 2 flashes and the Molotov back side. And then holding the flank. Picking up 2 kills. So ultimately, yeah, there's a lot to like about torzsi. I think he can definitely play at this level. He's had some real good games already, just on the couple tournaments that he's played. But I also want to talk about MOUZ and just the kind of management of the roster. Because kicking NBK after you've just signed him after one tournament doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Didn't make a lot of sense to MBK, obviously. And it just seems like some poor decision making. Gets one deep by twist there. Frozen picks up the AWP, gets the trade. But really, yeah, some kind of erratic decisions coming out of MOUZ. Just, you really didn't give your kind of self a chance to succeed, and that's kind of the issue that I have. Is that you don't even allow yourself a chance for the lineup to kind of build and like grow together. You really need some chemistry and to build some familiarity with the roster. Like, maybe the temptation is that it didn't work and that you just make a reactionary kind of call that it's never going to work, it's never going to succeed. And sometimes you can you know, you can just cut your losses, so to speak. Kind of a gambler's sunk cost fallacy that if you lose, you've got to kind of chase your losses to try and recoup those losses. So rather than maybe taking a small loss, you end up creating a big one because you can't handle just the small loss, so you make the problem even worse. And just a nice touchdown, nice flick, very fast firing, just sees it and flicks and fires. A nice nade. 2 frags for torzsi, and it's looking like another MOUZ round. It's just full eco. I suppose things to mention is so that BMAS, he played very well in the group stage of Pro League. He was looking really, really good, and he was the one that was not in the roster for this tournament. And JDC probably looked better than was expected. Maybe they didn't expect JDC to stand in and do so well. So he actually looked quite capable and good enough for this level as well. And then they obviously like to use their... Yeah, look at that. That's just... I knew that was going to happen. That's just straight luck. Twist straight to the smoke. Unlucky there. I don't even know. It's not like... What can I say about that? Can't really teach that. It's not even like a skill really. It's just luck. But... It's nice when it hits. Firing through the smoke and hitting an unexpected CT. We're in the 3v2, Carrigan and Rain. Carrigan's actually gonna get quite a nice timing here, pushing just as they're gonna head down the ramp. But like I said, torzsi has really good awareness and kind of knows when to check the flank. And unlucky Carrigan. You probably thought you had the best flank of all time, but torzsi just catches it. And like I said, this is something I notice across all these demos that, I mean, he's not going to get it every time. In fact, there's a time in this demo where he does get flanked by Brokey. But yeah, I quite like that, to see that him checking in the flanks and getting, you know, not assuming anything's free. And really, it's, if he's going to be playing this passive role, he needs to be doing that. He needs to be watching his teammates back. If he's going to be Overwatch with the AWP, that's kind of his role, is to make sure they don't get flanked. So I think this demo is a very good showcase of his potential and his skill, and that I think he definitely is someone that can be suitable to be like a top 10 AWPer for sure. A very strong AWPer on a strong team. It's definitely got the potential. And we haven't even seen him use the, like, I suppose we've seen him use the AWP, but you're gonna just see how quick he is with the flicks. He's quite comfortable playing positions that some AWPers don't like to be in, you know? They like to be in longer range kind of spots, positions. But torzsi, he really trusts his aim and plays some spots where he's just gonna use his aim and use his flicks to really just peek, flick and fire before the T's can shoot back. He's fast is what I'm saying. He's fast with the AWP. Fast enough to be a good AWPer in tier 1. Which, judging from, yeah, look at that. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Just peek, flick, fire. Brokey can't even get a bullet off. And when you're going up against the likes of Zywoo and Simple and all these other really good AWPers in really good teams, you need someone that can stand up to that. And that was really the weakness of MOUZ with ACOR, is that the other pieces look good with Frozen and Rops and BMAS. And Dexter, I mean, he's a good frag. I've definitely said he can frag. I do have questions about his in-game leading, but that's why I thought NBK was a good addition to the roster. He can help him out with some of the secondary cooling, a good support player, someone that can just really kind of train up and help Dexter as an in-game leader. Someone that can kind of mentor Dexter as an in-game leader. If that's the route that they're planning to go down. I mean, I'm only making assumptions. I don't know everything. But I can't really give MOUZ the benefit of the doubt. It just seems like they're just playing with roster pieces, trying to make, you know, if they keep shifting them around, maybe they'll win a tournament somehow, but that's not really how it works. You know, FaZe did it with a stand-in, but that's really an outlier. He was almost there, like that peak almost happened. Almost hit him, like he was ready for that exact peak, but Brokey was quicker. He was kind of holding for that. 2v1 here, tap the bomb. Just gonna peek out. Nice try, Twist. Almost. Yeah, I say FaZe is really the outlier. Like you got an in-game leader, and like you're comparing Dexter to Carrigan. It's like it's not even a comparison, really. Carrigan is a proven time and time again, a proven in-game leader that can take a roster and just instantly get it to, like, maybe not instantly, but he's very good at kind of using his pieces and putting in his players in the right spots and making a team that plays well. And you know, he's really like a player that likes to make a lot of info plays and make a call based on it. So his style is kind of conducive to a team that maybe does have a stand-in, a team that doesn't have to have, you know, extensive knowledge of the playbook of Heroic, like Heroic, who I imagine there's lots of set plays that they like. They really like their executes. Those are the types of things that require tons of coordination. Again, torzsi checking the flank. Flub smoke here. And oh, you see, almost. He checked it, like, and just as he turns around, Brokey drops down. Leaves JDC in the 3v1. Yeah. Pretty impossible. It seemed like FaZe were pretty aware that that was about to happen. They gave it a go, MOUZ, but yeah, I just really question the decision making coming out of MOUZ. You know, you kind of just hope that they know what they're doing, but from the outsider's perspective, it doesn't seem like they do. I mean, it can work. I'm not saying it's destined to fail. BMAS looked really good in the Pro League. Frozen, borderline top 20 player last year. JDC looked good. torzsi, I definitely think he's a capable AWPer and, you know, needs to work on some things. Sometimes he might rely too much on his kind of aim and maybe over peek and over face and throw away his life unnecessarily. But I'm really just more questioning the decision making that's coming out of the roster management. Like, it just can't be. I mean, it can be, but I just don't. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt that it's a good decision until I see it working, really. Because my initial reaction is that it's not, like, you're not really, like, you get NBK for a reason, and then you don't even allow for him to succeed. Like, really what he's there for is to build up the the supportive elements of the team and the in-game leading and the things kind of outside the server, like the chemistry, which really, his experience. He knows what it takes to win. He's done it time and time again in multiple different rosters, and he's someone that they should really be leaning on if they're serious about making this roster a contender. Torzsi also has a really good CT pistol. Maybe we will watch the pistol round. I kind of want to keep watching this demo. He has an overall really good game, 30 something frags. But this pistol round, like I said, at the first, his pistol rounds are really, really good. Really impressive, like consistently impressive. Nice, crisp headshots with the pistols. Same with the rifles. Just overall, seems like a really mechanically gifted player. Someone that's good with kind of all the weapons. So they're going to do an upper split, and you're going to see torzsi really, he's going to be put under a lot of pressure, and so Carrigan's kind of going to be run the distraction, he'll be the bait, he'll try and, you know, take the crosshair, take people, like make people look at him, and then have his teammates come in for the trades and the split. So torzsi fakes the drop down that he's dropped into the B side. Look at that. Look at that second headshot. So he's in a tough position. Then Carrigan comes running out. And like the second headshot is really, really good. Like he's in a tough spot there. And he just totally dismantles the phase pistol around there. Like that was hard basically. That was very hard. High degree of difficulty. And he makes it look really easy with just an instant first bullet headshot. 2 nice pistol kills. FaZe are going to force up, obviously. torzsi with the AUG. Or V4 at the moment. Again, we're playing that same spot, and again, same result. Like, it seems to be a preferred spot of his, is that playing in front of the vent. And again, he just denies access to the bomb site. Anyway, I think actually we're going to leave it there. I don't want to do the rest of the game. But we did a good, 18 rounds. There's not that many left. You can see 16-7 on Nuke. And yeah, you kind of get the idea. torzsi looking, I think, going to be a good prospect. Hope he continues to develop, and I guess we'll see for the rest of MOUZ how they perform. Will this decision be a good one to kick NBK? Time will tell. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.